Namaste everyone, and Nityanandam. In this video, I want to share with you about this morning themes that our Guru Swamiji mentioned in his satsang. One of the things he mentioned was how beautiful it is and how uh, enlightening it can be for a person to simply work in his garden, the connection with the earth, the connection with the plants. And this, when you work on this in your garden, then how in time you can get into deeper levels, just like you practice some kind of spiritual program, spiritual practice. You get into finer levels of your own being, your consciousness, in deeper touch with yourself. And this is because the earth is a living organism. It's a living organism. It gives life energy. He compared this thing to a person who sits in an office and drinks coffee all day long, and this cuts off his connection with nature, and cuts off the connection with himself as well. When he said this thing, alright, this is what I was instantly reminded of. And I had a period of time when for 1 whole year I was growing at home sprouts and also wheatgrass, because I was crazy about this idea of doing wheatgrass juicing. And especially I started with wheatgrass, and I went from modern wheat, then I went to spelt, and then I went to the most ancient wheat grain. It's called einkorn. It's very popular now in my country, in Bulgaria, because it has different characteristics. It's much more healthy, it's much more resistant to all sorts of diseases, and it's resistant to radiation. It gives way more benefits to the body, and it's, by the way, it's also gluten-free. But I used the grass, and when I compared the taste of modern wheat grass, spelt, and then einkorn was the sweetest, the best taste. Also, the grass was the mildest grass, so it is almost you can eat it like salad. It's not quite really that soft, but compared to the other grasses, almost you can eat, because I chew them to see what is the experience. You really almost can eat it. It's a very good experience. And afterwards, I got encouraged, and I did I started growing some sprouts. Now the thing with sprouts is when you consume sprouts in the first stages of having the seed germinated, like in the first days, in the first week, the amount of vitamins in this seeds, this germs, is like from about 200-300 times, in some cases about to 1000% higher than in the seed itself, or then in the plant that afterwards you consume, or the food. And this is because when the seeds wakes up to life, it's like whole nature comes to its support. In the early stages of life, like there is the life energy is mostly has highest concentration. And this is the same thing also with the wheatgrass as well. There is a certain kind of moment when there is the peak of the healthy elements in the grass, and after this peak they go down. This is because nature wants to support the new life in the first stages. My experience then was, when I did this thing at home. Afterwards, I tried to partial them out of also in the garden, but the most convenient was for me in the room, and I immediately felt the joy from connection with the earth. I was the soil that I was using. I was doing this thing with bare hands, and it was such a pleasure for me. And afterwards, I enjoyed touching the grass, and I was speaking to the plants. Now there is this thing, I have read this thing before, and now Swamiji said it again recently. When you walk on the earth, the earth produces the plants that you need, which are best for your health. What I read in the book before, I think it was from Anastasia, she's very famous in Russia. The plants, the herbs, every year, every season, they produce the best thing according to the sun radiation for your body. And so when you yourself plant a plant, grow a plant, then the plant gets in contact with you, and it produces for you because you got in touch with this plant. You yourself got in touch with this plant, and when you do the planting from the very beginning, actually, yes, now it comes to me, this formula. Anastasia even gives such kind of formula. When you plant the wheat or other seeds, you put them under the tongue, and then you say a prayer for this plant, for it to grow and to have wonderful life. You sort of bless it, and then you take it in the hands, and then you whisper, and then you blow on it, and you give your blessings, and then you plant it in the ground, and for 3 days you don't water it, so that the information from your saliva does not get washed away. Now this plant, when it grows, it has all the information about you. Then when it grows, it collects information from the sun, from the stars, from nature around, and it produces the best food for you and the best medicine. With such kind of growing plants, actually you will never need a doctor. The seed becomes your doctor. Plants become your doctor. They produce directly for you. So this is absolutely wonderful theme, and what our Guru Swamiji said, you should really go every day, at least 1-2 hours, working on the field or working on the garden. Have your own field garden and work on it, because through this contact with the earth, or if not this, then go Goshala, connection with the cows, take care of the cows, because this connection awakens the deepest levels of your being, of your physiology. You get deep in touch with this. Is simply another path to enlightenment. That's it. This thing alone can lead you to enlightenment, this connection. I'm very happy that he has brought up this theme, and now ideas came to me here in this place. I hope that very soon we'll start this thing on a grand scale. There are many projects that we are starting right now here. It will be so interesting, so interesting in the future. Yes, and one more thing I wanted to add, that yes, I was talking to these plants in the room. When you have this wheatgrass next to your bed, they produce negative ions, so you sleep better. And the most favorite thing for me was when the wheatgrass grew, I could go with my hand like this over it and was stroking. It was such a pleasant feeling. So in this kind of way, when you talk to the plants, they hear this thing. And what Anastasia also recommended, when you have a garden, when you have field on your own, at least on the full moon, go out in the full moon at night and speak to the plants, and they will hear this thing as well. So I mentioned this thing because even if you live in a city, you can experience this thing as well. You might not be able to walk barefoot somewhere in the garden if you don't have a garden. Yes, just if you have a room, you can do this thing as well. You can get in touch with the soul, you can get in touch with the plants as well. Alright, thank you very much, and hope to see you soon again. Nityananda.